And the last environment that we're going to discuss in this lesson is the political environment. So let's see how politics affect the international businesses. First thing is the political system. So in order to appraise the political environment of a country, the knowledge of the form of government of that country is essential. So when you plan to expand sa isang bansa, syempre kailangan mong pag-aralan kung anong form ng government ang meron sila. Basically, meron lang naman dalawang categories. Parliamentary, which is open sila, or absolutist, or closed. Sa parliamentary form of government or the open government, most of the time, yung mga citizens ay kinokonsult. So, parang democratic. So, from time to time, kinokonsult ang citizens for learning about their opinions and preferences. So, sa government na to, yung mga policies ay intended to reflect the desire of majority segment of society. Sa nakararami, most of the industrialized nations and democratic countries can be classified as parliamentary political systems. However, si absolutist government naman is or are the closed government. It includes monarchies and dictatorships. Okay, yung mga dictatorial. Sa absolutist system, ang ruling, okay, ang government ay gumagawa ng policies without considering citizens' needs or opinion. So UK is one of a good example ng monarchy. Pero despite the monarch, the government is still classified as parliamentary. So, bakit kailangan malaman ng political systems? Kasi, kung absolutist yan, or government ang nangunguna, government ang may say sa lahat, so you have to study, okay? You have to know the politicians or kung sino yung mga nakaupo. Whereas kapag ka naman parliamentary yan, mas although kailangan mo rin ng mag-build ng good relationship sa government nila, but um, you should be able to consider the citizens' opinions and the preferences. Next, sa political systems ay ang political risk. What is a political risk? It includes imposition of new controls such as trade restrictions, exchange limitations or monetary controls, and war, revolution, or insurrection. Ang political risk, minsan ang business ay uh, nagsasuffer. Minsan ang business ay napapahinto sa pag-ooperate because of a political risk. Before, meron ito na parang rule na when, for example, nalugi yung isang business sa isang bansa na ito, it can receive compensation from the foreign government kung saan sila nagtayo ng business nila. However, dahil karamihan ng mga bansa ngayon have adopted the idea of sovereign immunity. So, it says that a government is not liable anymore para sa actions in court, either in that nation or abroad, unless the government submits voluntarily to any such lawsuit. Unless pagkasunduan nila na, sige, kapag nalugi kami, you have to pay for us. Pero, madalas, ngayon, hindi na. So, may sovereign immunity na, hindi na sila liable sa inyo once you suffer from political risk. Ano yon? Yung mga war, revolution, trade restrictions, yun. So, parang hindi na sila magbabayad. Hindi na magbabayad yung bansa na ito sa inyo. These are some of the political risks na pwede and possible na mangyari when you enter in an international level. Ano ito? First one is confiscation. What is this? It is the process of a government taking ownership of a property without compensation. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. So, kukunin ng government yung property ng businesses nyo, hindi nila kayo babayaran. That's confiscation. It could happen, siguro kung parang superlative na yung kapag ka merong politicians na nakagalit ka or hindi niya gusto itong negosyo na to, it could happen. Pwede din naman na dahil merong ginawa na unethical, merong ginawa na hindi okay para sa government na ito, itong negosyo na ito, so that could happen. Confiscation can happen. Hindi nila kayo babayaran. That's confiscation. Next is expropriation. What is expropriation? Often, a company whose property is being expropriated agrees to sell its operations, not by choice, but rather because of some explicit or implied coercion. Minsan, ayan, parang tinethreaten yung isang company na ito that they have to sell sa isang bansa na ito yung operation nila, yung business nila itself. Ganun. So, hindi siya, siguro naman if that business is nagpa-prosper sa isang bansa, hindi naman ito gagawin ng business owner. Tama ba? But kapag nagpa-prosper yung isang negosyo tapos they were parang pinilit sila, tinreten sila na kapag hindi nila binenta ito sa bansa na ito, they will do this. So, mapipilitan ngayon yung isang international business manager or even the executives to sell or expropriate their properties. Next is nationalization. So it involves government ownership and it is the government that operates the business being taken over. Sa nationalization, so mapupunta sa government ang pag-aari ng isang business na ito. If I'm not mistaken, parang yung NLEX, ganyan, marami na I'm not sure, pero before it is government owned. Tapos ngayon it is owned by an individual and then 'di ba tinethreaten or sinasabihan ni President Duterte na if they will not do their jobs well, kukunin ng government 'yan. So that's nationalization. So ang government ang magte-take over for that business. And last one is domestication. What is this? Foreign companies relinquish control and ownership either completely or partially to the nationals. Ang result nito ay yung mga private entities are allowed to operate the confiscated or expropriated properties. This is one process ng domestication, pero nasa batas na siya ng bansa natin. So, yung kapag ang corporation, ang foreign corporations ay dapat na 60%, if I'm not mistaken, na pag-aari ng Filipino nationals. Tapos parang yung the rest percent lang ang foreign nationals. So that's domestication. So partially ang nagmamay-ari sa corporation or sa business na ito ay Filipinos and partially foreign nationals. This is one na strategy ng government natin, syempre para hindi makuha kasi resources natin to eh. So para hindi naman para magkaroon pa din ng karapatan ang mga nationals sa resources na pwedeng gamitin nitong business na ito. That's all for our political risk. So we have to remember na under ng political risk, ang confiscation, hindi babayaran. Ang government ang magte-take ownership without compensation sa international business, expropriation, so tinreten ng government ang isang company to sell its operations, nationalization, so si government ang magte-take over sa business mo, and domestication, mas kukunin ng nationals ng isang bansa na iyon yung ownership completely or partially doon sa business mo. So that's for political risk. Siyempre, affected ang business mo nito if this will happen. Now, let's move to the indicators of political instability. So we have 3: social unrest, attitudes of nationals, and policies of the host government. So let's discuss social unrest. Ano yung social unrest? It is caused by such underlying conditions as economic hardship, internal dissension and insurgency, ideological, religious, racial, and cultural differences. So ano itong social unrest? Para siyang conflict. Conflict siya domestically. Pero kahit na hindi ka directly involved sa local disputes, sa yung mga nagrarally, yung mga problema ng isang bansa na ito, your business can still be severely disrupted. Maapektuhan ka pa din. Pwedeng ipasarado yung business mo, pwedeng maapektuhan ka ng mga nagwewelga, sirain yung kung ano yung negosyo mo. So yun. Kasi there is social unrest. So isa ito sa kailangan din or na i-consider. Baka mamaya papasok ka sa isang market, sa isang bagong um, bansa na pagtatayuan mo ng new branch mo, tapos there is social unrest. So, it might affect you. So, you have to be prepared for that. Next is the attitudes of nationals. An assessment of the political climate is not complete without an investigation of the attitudes of the citizens and governments of the host country. The nationals' attitude toward foreign enterprises and citizens can be quite inhospitable. This is so true. Merong mga bansa na siguro sobrang makabayan nila, so they will think kapag merong foreign enterprises, parang hindi welcome. Okay, hindi welcome sa bansa na ito itong mga foreign products. Pwede din na kasi ang iniisip nila yung mga exploitation o kaya colonialism, baka sakupin tayo nito, ganyan. So yun, pwedeng maging ano siya, pwedeng maka-affect siya sa negosyo mo, especially when you enter in that particular area. Such attitudes may arise out of local socialist or nationalist philosophies, which may be in conflict with the policy of the company's home country government. Pwede rin, halimbawa, galing, halimbawa lang, for example, galing ka sa isang, yung business mo is galing sa isang Muslim country, tapos mag enter ka sa Christian country. Pwede yon. So there are philosophies, there are beliefs na magkaiba kayo. So ang isip nila, ay, ano yan, ganyan. So hindi sila masyado magiging hospitable, hindi nila tatanggapin ng maluwag sa loob nila yung foreign enterprise na pwedeng itayo doon. Pwede na ganon yung maging conflict. Next naman is the policies of the host government. Government policy formulation can affect business operations either internally or externally. The effect is internal when the policy regulates the firm's operations within the home country. External naman kapag yung mga firm's activities in another country. Um, yung unlike dun sa inherent hostility ng mga citizens, yung attitude din ng government towards foreigners ay relatively short-lived. Bakit? Kasi pwedeng mag-change ang relationship sa'yo ng government kapag nag-change in leadership. So, ilang taon lang yon. Halimbawa na lang nag-enter ka, ang president ay si President Ninoy Aquino. Tapos, nung napalitan ni President Duterte, nag-iba na yung relationship uh, sa within the host government and that business na meron ka. So, pwede siya na maka-affect. It can change for either the better or the worse. Pwede namang mas maging okay yung relationship nyo o kaya naman mas maging worse. So, the impact of a change in mood can be quite traumatic, especially in the short run. So, you have to be prepared for that. Um, uh, Siyempre, isa din talaga sa dapat mong i-friend or dapat mong makasundo ay yung host government ng isang bansa na pinagtayuan mo ng negosyo na to. So, again, we're done with the discussion of international business environment. In this lesson, I discussed the social-cultural environment, paano nakaka-affect ang society at culture sa international businesses, technological, so paano nakaka-affect ang technologies na na-invent or na discover na develop in a country, paano nakaka-affect ang economic status or economic environment, at paano nakaka-affect ang political environment sa isang international business. So I hope you learned a lot in this lesson. So if you have questions, ayan, you may ask me via messenger or you may ask on the comments below. And thank you so much for taking time to listen in this lesson videos. And I hope that we can see each other sa mga susunod pang videos. Bye! Thank you!